Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the weekly Panini NFT Week in Review. This is issue number 6, covering what's happened from August the 15th to the 21st. Now, we've got lots to cover today. We're going to go over the challenges, the pack drops, the latest news, by the way. We have our next sport announced for what's coming to the blockchain, and we also have some unfortunate news we have to cover as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This week we had 3 different challenges that finished, 2 with the UFC and 1 with the NBA. So first up was the Habib card, and I actually completed this one myself. This comes from the Global Icons insert set, and 166 people completed this challenge, so that's what this card is minted to. Now, I unfortunately didn't get the best serial. I got number 124, but I was able to flip my card for $300, so I was really happy with that. I took a look at the last sales of this Habib card, and over the last 10 sales, the average cost was $350. That's how much it sold for. So a great return on investment for those who did the challenge, and especially for those who got lower serials. The second challenge was for a Hazmat Chimaya rookie card, tie-dye. This was a very difficult one to complete, so I didn't even attempt it. You had to get 10 different tie-dye rookie cards, and every single one of them are limited to 49. So very hard and rare one to complete, and the total mint count of this Hazmat Chimaya reward was minted to 22. Now, there have been no sales so far. There has been one trade, and a trade, you can tell in the sales data, is when it's listed for $1. And the final challenge I completed was the Ja Morant Color Blast. Now, this one was limited to 69. That's how many people completed, which is the same exact number as those who completed the Giannis. So the LaMelo Ball Master Challenge for collecting all 25 of the Color Blasts, including the challenge cards, is going to be capped at a maximum of 69 people who are able to complete that. Probably the number will be less, but it's probably not going to be significantly less. I originally thought that this challenge was going to be a lot less people doing it, so I can assume that those who participated in the challenge are probably also going for the Master Challenge, at least the majority of them. So that LaMelo Ball Master Challenge probably will be upwards of 50 completions now, I assume. So that's a retraction from what I used to think, which is that we were probably going to be in that like 30 or maybe 40 range. 4 of these have already sold on the blockchain. They both had double-digit serials, and the average of the 4 that have sold is $1,064. So great sales so far on this Ja Morant. As a recap of what you needed to complete it, there was 4 base cards, there was 4 silver cards, and then the 2 blue circles, which were the lowest minted at 99 each. This week we also have the Spectra Color Blast insert packs for the NBA, and those were very successful. Now, Panini did something new with this drop. Previously, all the insert drops sold at $15, and it included 1 insert card, limited to 500, and 2 of the base cards, which are limited to $17.99. This one, they only decided to do 1 insert card and no base packs, and they reduced the cost from $15 to $10. So you paid $10 and you just got 1 insert card. Now, I really like this format. I thought it was great. We got a little bit of a price discount. And, the base cards are not super popular already. There's a lot of supply and not a huge demand for them. The demand is really on the insert cards. So it was nice, actually. I didn't mind just opening the 1 insert card in a particular pack. If you want, you can click the link up above and you can watch me open my 10 Color Blast cards. I did get 1 great pull. You can see the pull there highlighted at the beginning, and I ended up selling that 1 card for just over $200. So that 1 card paid for double the cost of all 10 packs that I got, and I still have the other ones that I'm holding on to. So that was very successful, and there was, if you got some of the big name people, you made a lot of money. Now, these packs sold within 10 minutes, but there was still some controversy around that. And that comes from this previous blog post where they introduced the Color Blast set. Now, in this, they let us know what the challenges were going to be and about the LaMelo Ball Master Challenge. But here's what they said. Once those 3 challenges have been completed, that's the Curry, Morant, and Denny Avdija, company officials will release Color Blast insert packs on the blockchain. And so that's what had the controversy, is that they said that these packs that just were released are not coming until after all 3 of the challenges were completed. But they dropped them in the middle of the John Morant and before the Denny one went live, which, by the way, at the time of recording here on Saturday, still has not gone live. And so some people were upset. For me, it wasn't a big deal, but I do understand the complaints of those who did take issue with it, because the fact is that some people have a limited amount of money and they might not have the money freed up because we're waiting, maybe waiting for a check, or they're planning to sell some stuff just before all the challenges were completed. And so with a roadmap given in advance, they can kind of plan out their money and make sure that they have money for the packs available after the challenges were completed. But when they dropped them, they only gave us 24 hours notice. It went live, it was a surprise to everyone, and some people might not have been able to free up the money to get in on those pack drops. And so I do understand that, and it is important that when Panini gives a roadmap that they stick to it. Now, personally, I don't mind a change of plans with a roadmap, but I do think if they are going to change plans, that they need to give more notice to alleviate that problem so that people can plan out to participate. So hopefully Panini learns from this experience, and if they need to change a roadmap, that they give more notice in the future. The next piece of news is that we learned that the next sport that Panini is bringing to the blockchain is baseball. And that's going to be happening on Monday morning on the 23rd. And you can just go to the blockchain page here that I'm on, and you'll see a live countdown, so you can just kind of see what time that is in your own time zone. So the first drop is just for the base cards, which is the same as both the UFC and the NBA, and that is 3 base cards for $10. And so the set is a 250 card base set split into 3 different tiers. So the different tiers have different rarities. The highest tier has 999 as a mint count. The second tier is 449, and the rarest has 99. Now, I'm not going to spend time going over this baseball release, because I actually yesterday just released a full overview of the whole set, going over the challenges, the mint counts, the players, and information including my opinion on if you should buy it or not. But the one thing I do have to say about this is that you'll notice that it is a baseball base packs instead of MLB base packs. And that's important to know because Topps is the only one that has the MLB license to produce baseball cards. So Panini does have a license from the Players Association, so they can make cards of players' likeness and say what team they're on, but they're not allowed to use the MLB logo or the team's logo. And so they are an unlicensed product from the MLB, that is. And therefore, in the physical market, they do have a discount to Topps, which is the official licensed cards. So that is important to know, but if you want more information, including the pros and cons, and just to learn about it, make sure you click the link up above where you can go and see all the information to decide if you want in on this or not. We should be getting some more information soon, but Panini actually hasn't published the blog post that overviews the list, but I was still able to get a lot of information from the blockchain checklist that they produced. And by the way, I actually produced my own checklist too, which is just more colorful, has more information. I think it's better laid out. And just so if you're unfamiliar with baseball players, you got like highlighted retired players and underlined #1 draft picks and things that help you to understand, who's who and who's popular. So hopefully that's a service to you. And once again, you can get that in the YouTube description of that link that overviews the baseball set. And finally, some kind of unfortunate news for Panini. This is the report that Topps are out as Fanatics strikes trading card deals with the MLB, NBA, and NFL player unions. So most of the headlines have been focusing on Topps because Topps has been producing licensed MLB cards for over 70 years. And so their license is now going to be coming to the end with Fanatics taking it over. But that's not all. It also affects Panini. So let's get into this. So the Fanatics deal with Major League Baseball Players Association is set to start in 2023, though the current deal with Topps runs through the 2025 season, the Journal reported. Okay, so first off, Fanatics is going to be able to start producing baseball cards in 2023, but that's a agreement with the Players Association. So they're going to be able in 2023 to be doing what Panini is doing with baseball cards, producing them in their likeness, but I don't think they're going to be able to use, the MLB and the team logos until 2026. So Topps can still do this until 2025, but then Topps is no longer able to. Now it says that the NBA's agreement with Panini runs through 2025 and the NFL's is through 2026. So Panini still has those agreements in place for the next 5 and 6 years, but it looks like that Fanatics also is going to be taking over those agreements and kind of having that MLB, NFL, MLB monopoly in sports cards starting, after these licenses expire. So it is kind of status quo for the next 5 years or so, but after that time there's going to be a major shakeup where, Topps won't have a license and neither will Panini. And so it's going to be interesting to see. I'm still not completely clear if they're going to be able to have a separate agreement with the Players Association to produce unlicensed stuff again. We know they're not going to be able to produce licensed stuff, but it actually might be the end of producing, cards for these 3 leagues. Now, the Panini's UFC is obviously completely safe. They have an exclusive agreement on that, so that is not, in trouble. But, we do know that in 5 and 6 years that things are going to be shaken up with Panini's NBA and the NFL. And so this does come as a blow, but, companies like Topps and Panini are not just going to roll over and die. They're going to come out with they haven't issued any statements yet. We're going to wait and see, what they plan to do, whether that means that they just aggressively go over other licenses, like the fact that, Panini has the UFC, maybe they go after college sports. I don't exactly know what they're going to do, but they're not just going to roll over. They're going to find additional licenses, additional revenue streams. They're going to continue to promote the products, and they're going to, they're still going to be doing this status quo for the next 5 or 6 years as well with the licensed content. Now, this probably deserves a whole different video, and I still want to process my thoughts before I give full thoughts, but I think that for those of us who want to be involved in the NFT game long term, like we're thinking about, passing off our cards to the next generation, the fact is that licenses do, change hands. That's fine, and especially in the physical world, it doesn't make a difference. But this is highlighting one important point of the need of an off-ramp. We need to be able to take, like these Panini cards, they're the first, NBA cards. They're the first UFC cards. These have value and they will always have value, but we need a way to get them off of the Panini marketplace. We need to have, a non-custodial wallet. We need to be able to bring it to other marketplaces so that when Panini loses its license, if the Panini marketplace is maybe not the red hot place to buy stuff, we can bring our hot, desirable cards to other marketplaces to buy, sell, and trade. And so Panini definitely needs to address that and to make sure that that happens so that us long-term Panini NFT holders, will be able to, have that assurance that our blockchain NFTs are going to have long-term value. And that's the beauty of NFTs. We own it, not Panini. We are the owners. And so we just need that off-ramp to where we can kind of take custody of it ourselves and put it on other blockchains. It's the same problem with NBA Top Shot. Those who buy Top Shot moments are locked into the Top Shot blockchain, the Top Shot marketplace, but they've said they've recognized that problem and they have planned in the future to allow people to take their moments off their marketplace as well onto third-party sites and marketplaces and wallets. And so this is all new. All these, Top Shots, like less than a year old. Panini is a couple months old. Like, we got to give them a little bit of time to add these features. It takes time to build this stuff out, but we need, this is now a necessity. We can keep going for a while, but Panini has to address it. They have to let us know that, this is a priority, and when that does, that will definitely alleviate some of the concerns. Alright, before we end this video, let's go over the top sales of the week for both basketball and for the UFC. So the top basketball sale was another silver parallel of LeBron James that sold for over $3,000. We also had 3 more of the LeBron James Color Blast. So LeBron's definitely, he's got all of the top 5 spots. And so the Color Blast is the second most popular. 2 of them, of course, look at the mints. It's the number 1 and the jersey number, but both of those sold for over $3,000. Notice that the premium was given to the jersey number even over the number 1, and I think that's right, especially when the jersey number is visible on the picture and so well known, as connected to the player. We got another Giannis sale, which sold more than the last one that we covered in last week's video. That's at $1,900. We got a Damian Lillard gold vinyl that sold for $1,500. So that's a 1 of 1. And so yeah, some more color blasts. The Stephen Currys have been doing well. That's the challenge reward. Those are $1,300 and $1,200. Yeah, so very, very good. Oh, and a LeBron silver as well at $1,300, and that's just kind of a middle of the road serial number. Moving over to the UFC, number 1 is a Khabib number 1, and that was at $1,500. We got some of the tie-dyes. 4 of the tie-dyes are the next ones in the top 5. I got Connor. It's nice to see some extra names there, because last week the top spots were really dominated by Khabib and Connor. So we got a Nate Diaz, extremely popular fighter, his number 2, as well as at number 2 Khabib. They both sold for $500. Isn't that interesting? That Nate is given the same value as Khabib. I recently released a top 12 fighters you need to target. I believe Nate was 5 or 6 on my list. But yeah, he's a super popular fighter. And Yuri Prokaska, one of the best rookies of the set. And then we got some of the Khabib. That's the challenge card for the global icons. So guys, let's wrap it up there. That's been the week in review. Hopefully you found this helpful. And once again, on Monday morning, we have the baseball drop. Make sure you check out those other videos I mentioned. And until next time, peace out.